Attention passionate Atlanta, Falcons fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC South and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Atlanta Falcons' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Atlanta Falcons fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Atlanta, FALCONS, FANS. Let's get to the news now. Folks, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you could very well be one of the most significant moves in the NFL this season, especially for the Falcons. We're talking about a potential blockbuster trade involving Calvin Ridley, a move that could reshape the entire NFC South landscape and give Atlanta a real shot at climbing back into serious Super Bowl contention. The whispers are getting louder, and sources close to the league like Diana Rossini have been hinting that the Tennessee Titans, currently struggling at 2-6, are open to trading Ridley for a second-round pick in 2026. And trust me, this isn't just about a player swap. It's about strategic reset, cap space, and a chance to bolster their roster for the future. But why would Tennessee part ways with Ridley, and what does this mean for Atlanta? Let's break it down. First, let's talk about the Titans, an organization that's been in a bit of a slump this season. Their offense has been painfully anemic, averaging just around 18 points per game, which is well below league average, and their defense is leaking points at an alarming rate, allowing nearly 29 points per game. It's no secret they're in a rebuild mode, especially after losing some key pieces. They're clearly prioritizing draft capital and cap flexibility to rebuild that offensive line and add more weapons for their young quarterback, Will Levis. Levis, who's shown flashes, is still developing, and the team knows they need to protect him better and surround him with more talent. So it's no surprise that they're considering this move with Ridley, an explosive wide receiver who can change the game with his route running and speed. Now, for the Falcons, this potential trade isn't just about losing a star receiver. It's about what they could gain. Right now, Atlanta has about $5 million in cap space, which isn't a lot, but it's enough to make a splash if they get the right draft picks and cap relief. The idea of trading Ridley for a second-rounder in 2026 frees up around $11 million in cap space, giving them some financial flexibility to extend young talents like Will Levis or sign other key pieces. Plus, it's a move that could help alleviate the injury woes at the wide receiver position. Drake London has been battling a hip injury, Darnell Mooney is sidelined with a hamstring for Week 9, and the depth at WR has been tested. This trade could open up options for quarterback Kirk Cousins or even a potential starter like Michael Penix Jr. should the Falcons want to explore more options in the future. But let's focus on Ridley himself. This guy has been a game-changer when healthy. His career stats are impressive. Over 100 yards receiving, 36 touchdowns with an average of 14. 2 yards per reception. And in 2025 until September 15th, he already had 29 catches for 421 yards and 3 touchdowns, averaging over 2 yards per route and showcasing a high level of efficiency with EPA per target of plus 0.37 and a YAC average of 5.9 yards. His contested catch rate of 64% demonstrates his ability to make tough plays, and he's a proven deep threat with 61% of his deep targets converted. Remember, Ridley's coming off a serious injury, an ACL tear in 2024, and a wrist injury that limited him to just 5 games this season. But even with those setbacks, he's shown flashes of the explosiveness that made him a multiple Pro Bowler. His speed and route-running ability evoke comparisons to Julio Jones, especially in terms of post-injury explosiveness, and that deep threat capability is exactly what Atlanta needs to stretch defenses and open up the field for Bijan Robinson and the rest of the offense. Now, looking at the bigger picture, the Titans' interest in Ridley makes sense if you think about it strategically. They're not just looking for a quick fix, they're trying to reset their roster. The fact that they're offering a second-round pick in 2026 suggests they see Ridley as a piece for the future, one that can help them immediately but also serve as a building block long-term. Tennessee's odds of winning the Super Bowl this season are astronomical, around plus 22-0, and with Levis regressing a bit. His QBR currently at 79.4. Many analysts see this season as more of a development year. The Titans are also focused on fixing their offensive line, which allows an average of 3.8 sacks per game. They're prioritizing picks to improve that unit, which has been a huge problem, so moving Ridley might be a way to get some draft capital and start building for the future. From the Falcons' perspective, acquiring Ridley back would be a game changer. As the WR2 behind London, Ridley would create mismatches on third downs and in the red zone, giving quarterback Kirk Cousins a reliable target who can turn short catches into big yardage plays. His presence could boost the team's EPA per pass by around 15%, making the offense more efficient and unpredictable. In the red zone, Ridley has already scored 8 touchdowns this year, and his ability to convert more of those opportunities, raising the red zone conversion rate from 36% to around 43%, would be huge for Atlanta's playoff push. With the offensive line dealing with injuries, Matthews is questionable with an ankle injury, and Norton is coming off surgery. The addition of a proven playmaker like Ridley can help ease some of that pressure. His speed, clocked at 4:39 seconds in the 40-yard dash, allows him to stretch defenses and create opportunities for big plays, averaging 8.6 per game, more than double the league average of 4.3. Tactically, under Zach Robinson's scheme, Ridley would stretch the field horizontally and vertically, opening up lanes for Bijan Robinson, who's been a revelation with 4.3 yards per carry. Defenses would have to respect Ridley's deep threat, which means more space in the middle for Robinson and others to operate. This would make the Falcons' attack more balanced, dynamic, and hard to defend. And let's not forget the defensive side of the ball. The additional threat Ridley provides would force opponents like the Buccaneers to adjust their coverage schemes, creating lanes for Robinson and other playmakers. It's all about elevating the team's overall efficiency and creating a more potent offensive identity. Now, what does all this mean for the Falcons' Super Bowl chances? Well, if they manage to bring Ridley back, the odds of winning the championship could jump from plus 15-0 to around plus 6-0. That's a significant boost, and it positions Atlanta as a true X-factor in the playoffs. Ridley's experience in postseason play, he scored 4 touchdowns in playoff games, gives him a knack for elevating his game when it matters most. For Atlanta, having that kind of clutch performer could make the difference between a deep run and an early exit. Imagine a scenario where Ridley and London are both healthy, and Cousins is firing on all cylinders. That's a recipe for serious damage in the postseason, especially against teams like the Saints, whom Atlanta has been battling for supremacy in the NFC South. Looking ahead, bringing Ridley back would also have a ripple effect culturally. It would evoke memories of the Roddy White era, a dynamic, explosive wide receiver who helped Atlanta reach new heights. Ridley's return could ignite a new chapter in Falcons history, one where the offense is aggressive, the defense is opportunistic, and the team as a whole believes they can challenge the best in the league. It's about creating confidence, about re-establishing Atlanta as a true contender, and about giving the fans something to cheer for in the months to come. Of course, there are questions. Some skeptics might wonder about Ridley's age. He's 31, and whether he can truly fit into a long-term rebuild. But the talent, the explosiveness, and the proven production suggest that if he's healthy, Ridley can still be a dominant force. The Falcons are also aware of that, and if this trade goes through, it's a calculated gamble, one that could pay off big time if Ridley returns to form and helps propel Atlanta into the postseason and beyond. So, Falcons fans, what do you think about all this? Are you excited about the possibility of Ridley returning? Do you believe this move could be the spark that pushes Atlanta back into serious Super Bowl contention? I want to hear your thoughts, your predictions, your hopes. Drop your comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Falcons. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, more insights, and all the latest news from the NFL and the Atlanta Falcons. Stay with us, keep the passion alive, and let's see what the future holds for this incredible team. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, go Falcons.